Breaking news! I'm convinced this is why Sister Wives Kody Brown doesn't love Robyn. Imagine dedicating years, decades, of your life to a marriage, only to feel invisible as your spouse's attention slowly drifts toward someone else. Now imagine that someone else is not just a new love interest, but also your sister wife. That's the heartbreaking reality that unfolded on Sister Wives, where what was meant to be a look into a harmonious polygamous family instead evolved into a cautionary tale of favoritism, broken trust, and emotional neglect. For years, viewers watched Kody Brown spread himself thin across 4 marriages. But slowly and unmistakably, it became clear that one wife, Robyn, received more of his time, affection, and loyalty than the others. This blatant favoritism didn't go unnoticed by fans or his other wives. The dysfunction, resentment, and deep emotional wounds that followed eventually led to the unraveling of the Brown family, with Mary, Janelle, and Christine all deciding to walk away from the increasingly toxic dynamic. While the family faced multiple issues over the years, Kody's devotion to Robyn was undeniably a major source of conflict. His preference wasn't just emotional, it was physical and financial, too. He often chose to spend time with Robyn and her kids while distancing himself from his other children and their mothers. That behavior made it painfully clear to viewers that Kody no longer had the desire, or perhaps the capacity, to maintain healthy, equal partnerships with all his wives. In many ways, it felt like Kody only ever truly wanted to be with Robyn. He's even said as much, admitting to feelings of deep love that he never felt with the others. But in a twist of irony, even Robyn is now feeling the weight of being Kody's one and only. She's expressed her loneliness and the overwhelming pressure of being the last wife standing, something she never wanted. Polygamy, after all, was supposed to be about sisterhood and shared responsibility. What she's left with is a husband who's now fully focused on her, and himself. Because let's be honest, Kody's attention doesn't just fixate on Robyn. More often than not, it centers on himself. His actions over the years have revealed a man obsessed with control and validation. Whether it's his dismissive attitude toward the concerns of his wives, his unwillingness to compromise, or his emotional outbursts, Kody has consistently displayed traits of narcissism. And that hasn't changed, even as the family dynamic has completely crumbled around him. This brings up an important question: is Kody's love for Robyn even real? Or is it just another outlet for his need to feel powerful and adored? If Robyn ever decided to follow in the footsteps of her former sister wives and leave, it's likely Kody would turn on her just as he did with the others, painting her as the villain and refusing to take accountability for his role in the failed relationship. We've seen the pattern before, and there's little reason to believe it would be any different this time. Back when Kody first courted Robyn in 2010, it looked like he had fallen head over heels. He described his feelings for her as youthful and exhilarating, comparing it to being a teenager in love. But infatuation and love are not the same, and over time, the cracks in their relationship have started to show. Ultimately, Kody's journey on Sister Wives may be less about love and more about control. And with only Robyn left by his side, he may finally have the monogamous relationship he seemed to want all along, but at what cost? Kody Brown's shift in loyalty, a look at how Robyn redefined the sister wives dynamic. Kody Brown's plural marriage began with a strong foundation, or so it seemed. When he married Mary in 1990, followed by spiritual unions with Janelle in 1993 and Christine in 1994, it appeared that Kody was committed to building a traditional polygamous family grounded in shared values and mutual respect. All 3 women came from polygamous backgrounds and shared the vision of creating a large, united family. For nearly 2 decades, Kody and his 3 wives navigated the complexities of plural marriage, raising children and balancing their roles within the household. However, the entire dynamic shifted when Robyn entered the picture in 2010. At that point, the family had not been actively seeking to add another wife. The relationships between Kody and his existing wives were already decades old, and their routines and roles were well established. So, when Robyn appeared, she brought with her a wave of change that disrupted the delicate balance. Robyn was different, younger, divorced, and raising 3 children from a previous marriage. To Cody, she represented something fresh, perhaps even exhilarating, a break from the norm and a chance to redefine his identity as a husband and father. What's troubling, especially for longtime viewers and fans of Sister Wives, is how Cody now speaks about his earlier marriages. He's made comments implying that he never truly loved Mary, Janelle, or Christine, a sentiment that feels dismissive and deeply hurtful considering the decades they spent together. These were not short-term relationships, these women sacrificed and built a life alongside him. To hear him downplay those bonds now seems not only ungrateful but offensive. Cody's preferential treatment of Robyn became increasingly apparent over time. While he had spiritual unions with Janelle and Christine, he made the monumental decision to legally marry Robyn in 2014. The justification, according to Cody, was that he needed to adopt Robyn's children from her previous marriage, which required a legal marriage. However, this legal union came at a significant cost. He had to divorce Mary, his first and only legal wife until then. On the surface, the move might have seemed like a selfless act, a father figure stepping up for children who weren't biologically his. But many viewers and critics saw something deeper and more strategic at play. By legally marrying Robyn, Cody gave her a level of security and legitimacy that none of the other wives ever received. This wasn't just about adopting children, it was about shifting the center of power in the family. Robyn wasn't just another wife, she was now the legal spouse, and with that came both emotional and practical privileges. Another telling moment was the wedding ring situation. Cody had worn the same ring Mary gave him for years, long after spiritually marrying Janelle and Christine. That ring symbolized the origins of the Brown family. But when Robyn came into the picture, Cody made a shocking decision. He melted that original ring down. He then asked all his wives to help design a new clado ring, which he began wearing after marrying Robyn. This act was symbolic on multiple levels. It was as though he was casting aside the past, wiping the slate clean, and starting anew with Robyn at the center. To add insult to injury, the wives were reportedly asked to contribute financially to this new ring, a painful reminder of their diminishing importance in Cody's life. Over time, the emotional distance between Cody and his other wives grew. Christine eventually left the marriage in 2021, followed by Janelle and then Mary. What was once a large plural family has now dwindled to a monogamous partnership with Robyn, the wife who was never supposed to be the sole focus. In hindsight, many fans feel that the writing was on the wall from the moment Robyn joined the family. Cody's affection, attention, and ultimately his loyalty appeared to be concentrated on her. Whether consciously or not, Cody allowed his relationship with Robyn to redefine not only his own role as a husband but also the dynamics of the family he once worked so hard to build. Today, what remains is a stark contrast to the ideals that first brought the Brown family into the spotlight. The dream of a cohesive plural marriage has been replaced by fractured relationships and public heartbreak, and at the center of it all is the undeniable truth that Cody's love story with Robyn may have always been the only one he truly wanted to tell.